As part of the Mahabharata, the story of Ganga drowning her newborn children soon after their birth is well known. However, not many know the backstory of why Ganga did so. Here is a fascinating story of why Ganga drowned her children soon after their birth. Rishi Vashishta, a renowned sage and son of Varuna, had his hermitage situated on an isolated mountain. In his possession was a remarkable cow named Nandini, who was the daughter of Surabhi. Nandini, like her mother, had extraordinary abilities. The cow would often wander the nearby woods surrounding the sage's hermitage. One day, the heavenly beings known as the Vasus arrived at the mountains near Vashishta's hermitage along with their wives. The Vasus were a group of 8 brothers who usually resided in the heavens. Diyu was one of the Vasus. His wife was captivated by Nandini, the extraordinary cow. She expressed her strong desire to possess the cow for the benefit of her mortal friend Jitavati, the daughter of the sage Usinara. She believed that by regularly drinking the cow's milk, her friend would be protected from illness and aging. Turning to her husband Diyu, she earnestly requested him to get the cow for her. Diyu attempted to reason with his wife, advising her to give up the idea of taking the cow. He knew that the sage would never agree to part with the cow under any circumstances. However, his wife's persistent pleading proved too much to bear, and he finally gave in to her demands. Alongside his brothers, he resorted to forcefully taking the cow. When the cow resisted, Diyu put chains around Nandini and beat the cow with a thorny cane until it relented. During the incident, sage Vasishta had been away from his hermitage. Upon his return, he was taken aback to find that his cherished cow, Nandini, was missing. Worried and anxious, he searched the nearby woods but found no trace of the cow. Utilizing his profound yogic powers, he divined the events that had unfolded in his absence. Filled with righteous anger, he cursed Vasus for their arrogance and the act of stealing. In his curse, he pronounced that the Vasus would be born on earth and have to endure the life of mortals as a consequence of their misdeeds. Upon learning about the curse, the Vasus earnestly pleaded with the sage to lift the curse and save them from their impending fate. Eventually, moved by their repentance, Vasishta decided to show mercy. However, he explained that while he could not completely revoke the curse, there was some respite for the Vasus. The 7 brothers, who had merely followed their brother Diyu's orders, would not have to endure the mortal life for an extended period. But Diyu, the main instigator of the mischief, would bear the brunt of the curse for a long time. In due course, when King Mahabhisha was cursed by Lord Brahma to be reborn as King Shantanu, and it was revealed that Goddess Ganga would become his wife, the Vasus approached Ganga with a heartfelt request. They pleaded with Ganga to be their mother during their upcoming mortal existence on earth and to give them an early death so that they return to the heaven as soon as possible. Ganga agreed. At a later time, Mahabhisha takes birth as Shantanu and marries Ganga. Ganga had an agreement with King Shantanu that he would not stop her from anything. The day he stops or questions her, she would leave him. The 8 Vasus were born as the children of Ganga and King Shantanu. Ganga followed her previous agreement and ended the lives of her 7 children by drowning them in the river soon after their birth. Shantanu painfully did not stop Ganga, fearing she would leave him. When the 8th child was born and Ganga was about to drown it in the river, Shantanu could not resist. He stopped Ganga. Thus, the eighth child, who was the incarnation of Diyu, survived an early death. Ganga leaves Shantanu and takes the child with her. This child came to be known as Devavrata and later as Bhishma. Diyu, being cursed, lived a long life on the earth as Bhishma. As a repentance to his past karma of chaining Nandini, his life was filled with sorrows, challenges, and helplessness, reflecting the chains of mortal life. And for beating Nandini with a thorny stick, Bhishma was destined to be on a painful bed of arrows for several days before his death. This story of the Vasus and Bhishma is a fascinating tale from ancient Indian mythology filled with lessons about the consequences of one's actions.